Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and we are presented by Prize Picks. Did the New York Giants find a diamond in the rough with their sixth-round pick, the defensive tackle out of Auburn, Bobby Jamison-Travis? Well, Field Yates of ESPN, he thinks so. He recently put out an article talking about his favorite players from day 2 and day 3 of the NFL draft. 10 players on offense and 10 players on defense that were selected in rounds 2 to 7 made this list for Field Yates. Field expects all these players listed will make the greatest immediate impact as rookies, and he quotes it as saying, factoring in potential role upside and talent. And Bobby Jamison-Travis was the only Giant to make this list. Only 20 players did end up making it. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Only 4 defenders from day 3 of the NFL draft ended up making this list. And then when you zoom out a little bit more, Bobby Jamison-Travis was the only 6th-round pick to make this list on offense and on defense. So of the 20 players that were listed, Bobby Jamison-Travis was the only one that was selected in round 6. Field Yates obviously likes him. The New York Giants obviously like him. And there is a need for what he brings that the Giants just do not have on this football team right now. Field Yates wrote this about Bobby, quote, "The Giants badly needed defensive tackle reinforcements after trading Pro Bowler defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence 5 days before the draft. While expecting Jamison-Travis to fully replace Lawrence is unrealistic, the former Auburn player was one of my favorite day 3 run defenders. Jamison-Travis is powerful and stout, and he can hold his ground with great length and overall size at 6'4", 332 pounds, and north of 34-inch arms. He's not a pass rusher, just 1 sack in 3 years at Auburn, but he will help on early down run defense. And that is exactly what the New York Giants are looking for out of Bobby Jamison-Travis. Can you play on first down? Can you play on second down? And can you help the Giants avoid 3rd and short or 8-yard runs on first down? It's been no secret that the New York Giants run defense has just simply not been good enough under Joe Schoen. And they are hoping that the guy now wearing number 97 is going to give a boost to the run defense. He was pretty damn good at stopping the run at Auburn. Listen to this. Bobby Jamison-Travis had a run stop percentage of 12.1% last year in the SEC. That was the 4th best in all of college football, and number 2 in the entire 2026 NFL draft class for defensive tackles, right behind Caden McDonald, who ended up going a pick before the Giants in round 2 to the Houston Texans. We've also somewhat learned that the Giants weren't really interested in Caden McDonald, that they were always going to take Colton Hood in that 2nd round, and now they get their guy, Bobby Jamison-Travis, late in round 6. An 84.6 PFF run defense grade last year. That was one of the best marks in all of college football. 36 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 22 stops, a stop being considered a tackle. That results in a negative play for the offense. So if it's like 4th and 4 and the offense gains 3 yards, but Bobby Jamison-Travis tackles you to turnover on down, that would be a stop. Only 8 pressures. I want to make this abundantly clear. He is not a pass rusher. He's not going to get pressure on the quarterback all too often. He is a little bit more athletic and nimble than I think some people initially thought, myself included. You see him get off blocks and show off some of that agility. Giants need someone that can stuff the run. They need multiple people that can help you be better at the run. And I also think that the 2nd and 3rd level of the defense is more equipped right now to give you some juice as a run defense overall. But you can't keep doing what you've been doing since Joe Schoen is hired, which is legitimately be one of the worst run defenses of all time. We'll talk more about Bobby Jamison-Travis coming up momentarily. First, I got to tell you about our awesome presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that promo code HMA. Play your first $5 lineup and get $50 instantly. It's America's #1 sports pick app in the game. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you either choose more or less on the stat line that Prize Picks sets for that player. They have some season-long football options right now. There's also playoff basketball going on every single day. So if you want to get in on the action, here's a lineup that you can roll with. Donovan Mitchell, more than 8.5 field goals made. Evan Mobley, more than 3.5 assists. And Jalen Duren, under 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. A chance to turn $20 into $120. You can roll with our picks or fade our picks by following us on Prize Picks at @MarshallGreen_. Download the app, create an account, use the promo code HMA, play $5, get $50 instantly. Right after Bobby Jamison-Travis was drafted, John Harbaugh spoke to the media and said, look, we're a little surprised he was probably still there. He is a guy we had hoped would still be there. We had a couple of guys, and he was still standing. We love the way he plays. He plays the way we like to play. He plays square. He locks out. He sheds blocks. He's a very fundamentally sound guy. And when you look at this defensive tackle depth chart, you're going to slot in, I would say right now, Bobby Jamison-Travis at that nose tackle spot behind Leki Fotu. We'll see if he ends up making the official 53-man roster for the Giants. But I'm not going to be shocked if we see Jamison-Travis playing early on in his rookie year. Obviously, Reeder and Harris are going to be the first two guys there. If you want to go with a 3 down front, probably throwing Roy Robertson Harris or Darius Alexander, sprinkling some Kayvon Thibodeau as well. But Reeder's not going to play every snap at nose tackle. That's just not going to happen. So it's going to be some Fotu. It's going to be some Jamison-Travis. And it sounds like Joe Schoen thinks that he could produce a little bit early on. He says upside, Joe Schoen on Travis, but Jamison-Travis. Quote, he's got upside. Pocket pusher. Gets to third down. Stops the run. Bobby's going to help us do that. Big, powerful, long, tough to move. Value on base downs, first and second down. Get us to third down. That is what Jamison-Travis's role is, to stop the run on first and second down and get to third down. That way you can bring in Kayvon Thibodeau and you can bring in Darius Alexander and Brian Burns and Abdul Carter and bring Arvell Reese off the edge or up the A-gaps. Like, that's what he is here to do. And sometimes I think when you pick someone in day 3 and you have such a clear, defined role for them, that can open up the opportunity for that player to have immediate success. And then when you talk about a player who has such a niche skill set, which is Jamison-Travis, play nose tackle, push the pocket, get off blocks, you match that up with what the Giants need, I'm not going to be shocked if he's able to contribute a little bit in his rookie year, and he absolutely will have a chance to play early on. I thought this tweet from Connor Hughes really just kind of put some color to the picture of who and what Jamison-Travis is, at least looked at by NFL guys. Says he talked to a few defensive coaches on new interior defensive lineman Bobby Jamison-Travis. They told him big body. No lie there, guys. 6'3", 328 pounds. While clear the Giants are still trying to replace Dex, Jamison-Travis isn't nearly the athlete he is. He dropped in part because of conditioning. Was told by one coach he struggled to finish his pro day because he was getting winded. He is the traditional big body defensive tackle the Ravens always seem to have in the middle of their defense. Looking for a guy that could stop the run, that can get off blocks, make plays at the point of attack, put pressure on the center, and be a rotating piece early on in his NFL career. I'm excited about him. I think it's dope that Field Yates is a fan of him, and he was named as one of the top 10 day 2 and day 3 picks that he thinks is going to have the most success early on in his NFL career. Show Bobby Jamison-Travis some love. Type those 97s. Still feels weird to say that and not talk about Dexter Lawrence, but we're turning the page and we're on to Bobby Jamison-Travis. Type those 97s. Show the big man some love. Appreciate everybody for tuning into today's show. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on social media @MarshallGreen_.